Everyone and welcome back. So in the last episode we kept it for till here. We are getting the data from the search bar and into our Flask, right? Now today we are going to start by getting the company details. So whenever we search for a company with a ticker ID, it should provide company details here, right? So for that, let me just create one new file called fetch.py here in the package folder. So as I told you, any extra Python files will be put into the package. So here I will just import yfinance as yf and create one function called company info. This will accept ticker, and now here according to the same way we used it, right? Equal to if.ticker for our fetching, right? We've used this in the same way to fetch the historical data. We'll use the same syntax here. So if.ticker with the ticker name, and here it will just return tick.info. So tick.info will contain all the details. So from in the app.py, now let's import from package import fetch. Okay, and here we'll give fetch dot company details, company info of ticker, right? And let's print it. Let's get the info. Let's print it out, and we'll start with the reload.sh, right? This should work. Check it out. For some reason it did not start the server. Okay, so it took some time, but the server is started. Now if we go to 8085, we should have the page running. Okay, now it is running. So now let's just give one, we'll use the idea, right? idea.ns and give a search. Now this should return us a result. Somehow this is slowed down, but yeah. So now we got all the result, the company information. So you can see the zip code for the idea headquarters, the sector is communication services, okay, how many employees they have, what is a long business summary, right? All these things you already got, okay, and other details as well. Now let's take this data and show it into our Flask application. So to do that, what we can do is we can just pass this info equal to info, but this will also cause an issue because we haven't declared anything in the info. So we can just give info as a blank list, or what else you can do is there are two ways to deal with such situations, right? Because info was not declared previously, so it might give an error at that time. So the first thing you can do is to put here, right, put info as a blank dictionary or whatever format it is, or you can also copy this one and return it inside this one without the info. So both works pretty good, so whichever you want, right? So I will go for the first method for this method, and now I have the info, and let me go to home.html, and outside the form let me print the info variable, right? And now if I just reload using idea, so first let me reload this, put the idea one and search. Now you'll see that I got all the details, but this does not actually look pretty good. So let me give a table format to this as well, right? So how can we do that is again pretty simple. Let's just first let me create a div and give it a class as container. Okay, now inside the container let's create a table, and the class is table. Okay, inside the table we'll need a table head and a table body. So t head, and t head will have th. We'll need two th. One is the info name and another is info details. Okay, then we need to create a t body and create a tr, that is table row, and inside this we need td, right? So td and td. So for now just let's keep it blank, and then we will render the actual info data here, right? And let's just check it how it looks. So as you can see, info name, info details came up. Now let's render it. So each item in this dictionary is a row. Okay, in this, so zip will have this one, sector will have this one, like this. So what we can do right now, okay, yeah, it will be pretty simple. So just create a for loop. So in Jinja we can give for loop using this braces, right? Curly braces followed by percentage. We give for I in info, same way you use it in a right Python loop, and we give a end for. So we need to give this end tags as well for Jinja templating to work. Okay, now here what we need to do is we need to give two curly braces. Two curly braces basically means accessing a variable. Okay, so I is a variable and we need to access it, that is why we give two curly braces. Similarly, we need to give two curly braces here with info of I, the same way we take a dictionary, right? We how we access a dictionary variable, so we put it that way, same way. And now if we go and didn't show anything, what is that? Okay, this did not get reloaded. Okay, let me restart the server again. Right now if I restart, okay, I didn't search for something. So if I search for idea ns right now this will show. Okay, as you can see, now everything is shown here in a table format, right? So I hope you understand how the table and how we can render data into the table. So let me do one thing, just let me beautify this a bit. So I'll go to table in the Bulma, and here I will find a bunch of syntaxes here. I copy all of this, copy all of it, I just put it in the class. This will be table, and hopefully this will look much better now. Continue. Okay, now this looks much better. Only thing is this input bar and the table is getting almost like they are getting stuck to each other, right? So what we can do for that, we just let me just put a inline CSS calling margin top of 10 pixel. So 10 pixel margin top, and rerun it. Okay, now this looks much better, right? Hopefully you guys understood how we can render the data. Now next comes the actual information, right? What we actually were looking for. Here we'll see so much information here, but I'm not sure how much output that will be for you guys. So yeah, in the next, so here in the fetch, let's make another function called def company data. Same thing, company data, and in the company data we'll take ticker, again same thing, and we'll return, let's not return this. So first of all we need the history, right? Tick dot history, and inside that let's give same thing, right? Period equal to max, and period equal to max. This will be the historical data. Then we can return the historical data here, history. This should do it for us. And so I will put one more thing in the home one. After the fetch, right, I will just put one more div with class columns. Okay, and we'll put div so we'll put other things here as well later, but for now just let me create one call stats, and okay, this will be a button, of course. Let's copy this button and stats. Okay, this should now look better. Okay, so we'll put something here later once we go ahead, but for now we'll just keep it like this. So whenever we click the stats button, it should take this information, right, and we'll go into the actual statistics page. I think that is all for this video. I will not continue too much because already 13 minutes, right? We'll look into this in the next video.